In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Google business profile step by step so that your potential customers can go from, you know what, I can't find that business, let me look for another one, to, oh my God, that's exactly the business that I'm looking for, let me call them up. So let me show you how to do that. So the first thing that we're going to do is to create a Google account. And the easiest thing to do is to just go to Google, type in how to create a Google account, and then you'll either get the direct link to create the account, or you'll see one of these help files. I just chose this create a Google account for myself and start putting in some information. So I'm just going to make up some stuff here. So let's see, test and my date. And then, so typically here, I'll try to put in a username that is related to the Google business profile that I'm going to manage. So, all right. And so then now we're going to create the actual Google business profile. So again, just search on Google for how to create a Google business profile, and we'll go ahead and we'll manage. Now, since I already have an account to manage these Google business profiles, I'll just sign into that one, and we can get started creating the new business. So you'll have a screen that's similar to this one, and you will you will choose add a business, a single business, and then we're going to start filling out information. So let's call this the team light. So we're going to choose the food producer category. And then do we want to add a location customers can visit? Again, for this particular customer, no. But of course, that all depends on your specific business and business needs. So we're going to choose no. And then where do you serve your customers? So we're going to enter here Asheville, North Carolina, which is where I am. And then how can customers get a hold of you? All right, so once we have the phone number and the website, we'll continue to the next step. In this next step, we will simply enter the mailing address. Sometimes Google chooses to verify via mail, or we'll see what today's case will be, but you want to provide your business mailing address. So we've entered that information here, and then we'll click on next. And then we want to choose a way to get verified. So it looks like we can get a text or a voice call to the number, or we can do a business video. I did a business video verification for a different type of business, and that was the only option. And one thing, just in case you happen to come across this, is that we had to create a video that was longer than 30 seconds, but shorter than 60 seconds. Because I kept creating a video that was longer than a minute, and it wouldn't accept it. There was no specific error that would tell me that the video was too long. So just through trial and error, it just ended up having to be a video that was under 60 seconds, but that could have been a glitch at that point. But just in case you have to use that video verification. So we'll choose to get the phone code via text. And let's do a text message. All right. And then I'm going to contact my customer to make sure that they forward that verification code to me. All right, so I entered the verification code. I get this message, you're now verified. And then let's start going through completing the actual profile. So let's see, for business hours, this is highly dependent on your business. For this specific business, we're going to skip it, being that they're not open to customers and they actually just deliver to different locations in town. So we'll skip that. And let's add a business description. All right, then for the business description, so what you want to do here is you want to add as much rich detail about the business as possible. And then if you're unsure how to do that, you can use ChatGPT or Claude or any of the other AI chat tools. But what you want to do is to add, of course, information about the business and what you do, add information about the location. And so strategically using keywords about things that your customers would be entering while searching for your business without keyword stuffing. For example, if you do protein donuts, you don't want to say protein donuts 500 times in the text, but you just want to speak about the business. Google and their algorithms are smart enough to know that if you just speak about the product once or twice, that it'll know what you're doing, or excuse me, it'll know what it is that your business does. But you want to give a good profile description about your business. Then we'll continue. So add photos of your business. So let's add a couple of photos of the products. And so it's helpful here to add photos of the product, of your services. If you do have a location, adding photos of the location would be really helpful. If somebody has not been to your location, the people want to know where they're going into. Just psychologically, they want to know if they're going to be safe. So if you can show images of outside of your building, inside of your building or business, that is always a helpful thing. So let's add a couple of photos here. And once we have the photos, of course, Google is in the business of advertising. They're going to want you to advertise. For this particular scenario, we're going to skip that for now. And then, of course, you'll receive a promotion to sign up for the paid features of Gmail and Google Workspace. Let's skip that. And then we'll continue. Sometimes it takes a few minutes or possibly a few hours for the profile to be fully updated. But at least right now we have some of the basic information, phone number. One of the things that I want to do is to go into the edit profile. Sometimes you have some additional fields to enter. And disregard this find categories. This is for a plugin that I have. So let's see if there's anything else I can complete. So the name, the category. We can also add some additional categories. And you want to add as many additional categories as possible. So let's just say donut shop. One good way to analyze or to figure out what other business categories you're in is to look at competitors and see what they've entered for their business categories. So for now, let's leave this as is. Then description, opening dates. If you recently opened, you can put your date here. Website, social profiles, that's also something that you can do. So I've entered the main social profile for this business. Business location. So we do not want to show, for this particular business, we don't want to show the business address to the customers, but you might if you have, of course, someone that customers that should come to your business, then make sure that is turned on. Then service areas, Asheville, business hours, special hours. If you have any specific hours for your business, let's see here. This is ways that the business identifies. So if you're comfortable selecting these, I've had some customers that were not comfortable in choosing some of these, but if you are, then you can go through and identify as one of these attributes. Then if you have any crowd information, if the business is LGBT friendly, and then service options. Let's see, so if you meet any of these options, if you have no contact delivery or you offer delivery, so for this particular business, we're going to say yes and save. And then that's pretty much it. So then typically when you make an edit, it takes a few minutes for information to be reviewed. And so we're going to X here. And we'll give it a few more minutes and see if there's anything else to update. Here's something interesting that happens is that these photos are now rejected. And so typically that happens if your photo is either copyrighted, perhaps if you have things that sexually explicit images, or there's something that Google deems that are not appropriate. So of course, these donuts are neither of those, unless you think donuts are too sexy to be displayed publicly. But so sometimes what happens is that the account is just too new. And so you need to give it a few days. So sometimes give it a day or two and see if they are approved, or you can just re-upload them at that time. Sometimes if the photos are too large, that could also be an issue. But typically in that case, the photos aren't uploaded. So there could be a number of issues, but because we just created this account, I'm going to give it a day or two. But what I will do now is to add a logo. We're going to add a proper square logo that I just updated, and that looks much better. So we'll save it. And so once you have updated all the information, you've added a bunch of details about your business, and you've added photos, then you'll get to this screen. It just gives you, this is basically your manager section for the business, or your admin section. And then you'll get some prompts from Google about what to do next. So you can create a custom email, which is essentially prompting you to purchase Google Workspace account, which you don't have to do that in order to keep your Google business profile. Complete your profile, which we just did, get your first reviews. This is helpful to go through and see how to get reviews from your customers. You can create an ad. Again, this is something where you're spending money to advertise. You can create an offer. And this is one where these are helpful to regularly add if you do have offers, of course. But you're telling your visitors to the Google Business Profile what you're offering for a specific time. Then you also have, let's discard this. You can add updates. So for example, if you have maybe for the case of this business, maybe there's a special release donut that they want to promote. So I can add a photo, a description, and then a button. Do I want people to order online or call now or something, some sort of call to action? But these are really helpful to update regularly. And then if you're a restaurant, you can add food ordering. You have performance once the account is live for 30 days or more, you can see performances of the account. And then if you're, in this particular case, if you do food or you're a restaurant, you might have a menu. So of course, depending on the type of business that you will have other types of, suggestions on what to do with your account. But those should only be visible to you as the administrator and not to the customers that are browsing your business. And then that's it. You've created your Google Business Profile. And this is something that is not done just today, but you have to maintain it over time. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. Or of course, you can always reach out to me if you have any specific questions about creating or updating or optimizing your Google Business Profile so you can get more customers. So thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.